Hi guys, is it possible to clear the UPSC prelims exam in 2 months or even less? What are the three biggest blind spots that we tend to ignore in this crucial phase before the prelims exam? How do we counter these blind spots? And at the end, how are we going to help you counter these three blind spots we'll be learning in this brief video? The first major blind spot is complete ignorance of PIB micro themes. If you go back to past 2 years prelims papers, 2024 and 2023 papers, you'll see that UPSC has been asking up to 90% of current affairs questions from PIB micro themes alone, not from the current affairs compilations of coaching institutions. Let's take a few examples. In 2024, UPSC asked this question on pumped storage hydropower, and in June 2023, PIB had released this article, Speeding Up Hydropower, Central Electricity Authority fast tracks approval mechanism for pumped storage projects. Again, in 2024, UPSC asked this question on syndicated lending or syndicated loans, and in September 2023, PIB had released this article, REC raises US dollar 1.15 billion through syndicated loan terms in August 2023. Moving ahead, in 2024, UPSC asked this question on membrane bioreactors, and in December 2023, PIB released this article where it stated a ceramic membrane integrated anaerobic bioreactor, that is CMIAR, has been developed for on-site validation of improved technology, that is iSmart, and microbial product for effective treatment of textile industry effluent. So membrane bioreactors. Again, in 2024, UPSC asked this question on chewing gums and associated impact on the environment. In July 2023, we released this article where it stated that France is implementing since 1993 extended producer responsibility schemes for household packaging and will develop EPR on catering packaging from 2023 on chewing gums from 2024. Again, in 2024, UPSC asked this question on CDS with respect to whether it is the permanent chairman of Chief of Staff Committee, Principal Military Advisor to Defense Minister on all tri-services matters. And PIB had released this article in September 2022, comprehensively covering all this information. Guys, if UPSC is asking questions on repetitive PIB micro themes, we ought to focus on these repetitive micro themes. So for example, one such PIB micro theme is new age pollutants. In 2024, UPSC had asked this question on PFAS. As you can see here, this particular note covers endocrine disruptors and other new age pollutants. Similarly, another PIB micro theme is apex functionaries. In 2024, UPSC had asked this question on CDS that we have just seen. And here you can see Cabinet Secretary, Chief Secretary, National Security Advisor, and so on being covered comprehensively. The next PIB micro theme is regional connectivity initiatives. In 2023, UPSC had asked this question on East-West Corridor under the Golden Quadrilateral project. That's an internal project. Then Trilateral Highway connecting Moreh in Manipur and Chiang Mai in Thailand with Myanmar. So an international level corridor. Then statement 3, Bangladesh, China, India, Myanmar economic corridor. Again an international corridor. As you can see here, the Kaladan multimodal transit project, the Greater Mekong sub-region, and so on have been covered comprehensively. Next PIB micro theme is nations in external conflicts. UPSC asked in 2023 regions often mentioned in news. As you can see here, the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, the Israel-Palestine conflict, and so on have been covered comprehensively. The next PIB micro theme is nations in internal conflicts, not external conflicts. And in 2023, UPSC has asked this question on areas of conflicts mentioned in news, Donbas, Kachin, Tigray. And as you can see here, the Bangladesh crisis, Myanmar crisis, Yemen crisis, Sri Lanka, Libya, and so on have been covered comprehensively. The next major blind spot is over-reliance on bookish knowledge. If you go back and open past year prelims papers of 2024 and 2023, you'll find that at max 30 questions can be solved solely based on bookish knowledge. Around 10 questions you will be skipping in the paper. So the remaining 60 questions have to be solved not from bookish knowledge, but by real-time application of mind in the examination hall under examination pressure. Let's look at a few examples. Now in this question, UPSC uses a technique called as creating deliberate barriers. Now here, the statement says ballistic missiles are jet propelled at subsonic speeds throughout their flights, while cruise missiles are rocket powered only in the initial phase of flight. Again in statement 2, Agni 5 is a medium range supersonic cruise missile, while BrahMos is a solid fueled intercontinental ballistic missile. So wherever UPSC creates this kind of framework, this kind of structure where an artificial barrier is created, saying XYZ is the case, but ABC is also the case, or while ABC is also the case, then such statements are most likely to be incorrect. In this case, option D, neither one nor two, is the correct answer. Again, in this question, UPSC has used word swap. It has swapped keywords between statement 3 and statement 4. Here, Vera Menchik Cup has been swapped with Hamilton Russell Cup, and Hamilton Russell Cup has been swapped with Vera Menchik Cup. And guys, in such cases where word swaps takes place, the other statements are generally left untouched. So in this case, statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, and statement 3 and statement 4 are incorrect. So the correct answer is option B, only 2. Guys, in this question, UPSC has asked about ilmenite and rutile, and they are rich sources of which one of the following. Now here UPSC uses a technique called as unheard approach. In this approach, the least known item or the least known entity is most likely to be the correct answer. If you pay attention, then aluminium, copper and iron are quite elaborately and exhaustively covered in geography NCERTs, but titanium is hardly covered. So to mark titanium as an answer, you need to have risk-taking appetite. So here UPSC is playing that kind of mind game where option D, which is the least known or least heard or least studied option among the given 4 options. In this question, UPSC is using what we call the feasibility test, where we mark the given statement as correct if we don't have a strong reason, a concrete reason to eliminate the given statements. In statement 1, it says, the government of India provides minimum support price for Niger seeds. No concrete reason to eliminate it. Statement 2, Niger is cultivated as a kharif crop. Again, no concrete reason to say that Niger can only be cultivated as a rabi crop. In statement 3, some tribal people in India use Niger seed oil for cooking. Now, even if one remote tribe would be using this as cooking oil, then statement 3 would be correct. So using feasibility test, we take risk in favor of those statements about which we don't have strong reason to eliminate and mark them as correct. So in this case, option C, all 3 is the correct answer. In this statement, UPSC uses compatibility test. If you pay attention, statement 2 and statement 4 are incompatible. Statement 2 says its objective is to reduce maternal and neonatal mortality among poor pregnant women. Now, neonatal mortality relates to children within the age of 1 month. Those are neonatals. And statement 4 says its objective includes providing public health facilities to sick infants up to 1 year of age. So neonatals compared with infants up to 1 year of age. So only one among statement 2 and statement 4 can be correct. Statement 1 we can directly eliminate because we know that it is a flagship initiative of the central government, and statement 1 says that it is initiative of state health departments. Statement 3 is relatively easy to mark. It says it aims to promote institutional delivery among poor pregnant women. So statement 2 and statement 3 are correct, 1 and 4 are wrong, and the correct answer is option B, only 2. Guys, the last major blind spot is not doing meaningful exam simulation. Now let's check the mocks that we are giving before the prelims exam. Are they really following the changing prelims pattern or not? In 2022, UPSC introduced a new question format. How many of the above pairs are correct? How many of the above statements are correct? In the next year, in 2023, UPSC exploded these questions by 6 times. UPSC asked 47 questions on this particular format alone. And in the next year, in 2024, UPSC stabilized this format, asking 18 questions on this format. UPSC introduced 2 new question formats in the prelims 2024 exam. It asked 4 questions on 3-column pairing and 1 question on 3-statement assertion reasoning. If UPSC follows its previous patterns, it is likely to ask up to 6 questions on 3-statement assertion reasoning format, which is a more difficult format of assertion reasoning because it involves 3 questions and makes it a multi-dimensional question and a time-consuming question. Also, UPSC is likely to ask up to 24 questions on 3-column pairing. Also, UPSC had asked 1 question on symmetrical pairs in 2024 prelims exam, in which all the pairs have only 2 statements or only 2 rows to choose from, and it is likely to ask up to 10 questions from this pattern alone. 6 plus 24, 30 plus 10, 40. If the mock tests that you're giving don't have 40 questions on the lines of these three new formats, then you're not really simulating the changing exam pattern of the prelims paper. As we have seen, the troika of PIB micro themes, smart elimination methods where you don't rely on bookish knowledge but apply your mind in real time in under exam pressure, and predictive tests where you do true simulation of the changing pattern, is a sure shot way for scoring high marks in the prelims examination. So guys, Demolish Prelims 2.0 program starts on 27th March. It contains 7 live interactive sessions. Out of those 7 sessions, 5 live active recall sessions would be conducted and 2 live paper solving strategy sessions would be conducted. 150 critical PIB micro themes would be covered, covering 2 years worth of current affairs. 5 predictive full length tests and post test discussion be conducted in live format. 10 logic builder sessions would be provided in recorded format. Joining link for the program is given in the description box below and in the first comment below. Guys, thank you for sticking on till the very end.